For quite some time, we have known that WB Montreal has had two projects on the go. Last year, one of those projects was revealed to be Gotham Knights, while the other is yet to be revealed. However, recently, reliable sources have teased that WB Montreal's second game could in fact be Superman. WB Montreal has been hard at work on completing Gotham Knights, slated for a 2022 release, and recently WB Montreal have been posting a number of new job listings that indicate work on their second game is picking up steam. Before we continue, I'd like to point out that Gotham Knights will still be their number one priority at this time. The likelihood is that they've split the team into two, one half working on Gotham Knights and the other half working on this new game. But these new job listings indicate that the job being advertised is for a new game and not for Gotham Knights. We know this for two reasons. The first is that Gotham Knights is no longer a secret. If this listing was for a position working on Gotham Knights, then they would say in the job post that that was the game this job would have you work on. And the second being, the listing mentions the job is responsible for the development of a new IP. The listing reads, and I quote, WB Games Montreal seeks a senior gameplay/animation programmer to work with its game development team responsible for a new IP AAA title. So this job will help develop and maintain NPC behaviors, character controllers, IK and facial animation. Now this tells us that the game will be centered around an IP we have yet to see in video game form. So it won't be something like another Arkham game. Gotham Knights is a new IP, so you get the idea. We know for a fact that the second game will be a DC game. WB Montreal only makes DC games. So long story short, their second game is a new IP centered around a DC character. After the news of them hiring for their second game broke out, a reliable source, namely James Sigfield, a name all too familiar to Gotham Knights fans, teased what this new IP could be. And that was Superman. Bear in mind that James Sigfield is a very reliable source in the gaming industry and has got a lot of things right over the years. He leaked many aspects of Gotham Knights such as factions, playable Bat family, GCPD being your enemy, etc. There have been rumours of a Superman game for a long time now, for years. Rocksteady themselves pitched a Superman game to WB when they finished development on Arkham Knight, but WB shot that down. WB Montreal themselves then started development on a Superman game, but that game was canned early on in development. It would make sense if their second game was Superman. From previous job listings, we know that the second game is a third-person, open-world AAA action game, and Superman would be a new IP, so that all checks out. And James Sigfield is a reliable source, so there is a strong reason to believe him to be right about this. However, there are a couple of things we need to look back on and consider. The first is this other job listing from WB Montreal that I say now is not for Gotham Knights. It reads, the 3C game designer will be responsible for designing and driving development of player characters for a third-person open-world action game. Player characters indicates that this would be a game with more than one playable character, a similar model to Gotham Knights. Now, you could say that they could be going down the route of a Superman family type game, with Superman, Supergirl, Connor Kent, etc. And although that seems like a cool idea, I don't see them starting the Superman game franchise like that. I could be wrong, but I think that WB would want to start with a solo Superman game rather than a more expansive family game. Personally, I think that their second game is probably more down the route of Teen Titans or Young Justice. Now I say this as just complete speculation as there is no evidence to support this, but it kind of makes sense. It could be like the sequel to Gotham Knights that carries over either Robin or Nightwing, but still counts as a new IP. And something like Teen Titans would be a multiple character game and would probably be very similar to the co-op model they are using for Gotham Knights. With all this evidence given, it makes more sense that it would be something like a Teen Titans game rather than a Superman game. However, James Sigfield is a reliable source. I don't think he would tease a Superman game unless he was certain that one was in development. I think that a Superman game could be in development, and if James Sigfield is teasing as such, then it likely is in development. But with all the evidence given through job listings, I personally think it will be a game more like Teen Titans, with the model of Gotham Knights of a multiple character game. Don't take that as the 100% truth though, take everything you hear with a grain of salt. It's not confirmed to be Superman, it's not confirmed to be Teen Titans, we do not know what this next game is about. It's just teasing at this very moment, there is no official word from WB Montreal. So as I said, take everything you hear with a grain of salt. I just wanted to mention, he then goes on to say that Gotham Knights will be getting around a year's worth of post-launch content, seemingly confirming aspects of the leak I talked about in my last video. If this is the case, then the earliest we could see their next game could be around 2024, so we won't be getting any concrete information or official news for a while. But tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Could their second game be Superman? Could it be something like Teen Titans? Or is it something else entirely? If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!